My name's Kirsty Lawrence. I'm a racehorse trainer and the coordinator for the LOVERACING.NZ Pony Scurry Series. The Pony Scurry Series started here at Waipukurau as an entertainment between the races. It evolved and it was one of those things that I threw a fish line into the water and pulled up a whale. It was a crazy how much it's evolved and how people have got on board, and couldn't be prouder of how these kids have taken on board learning about the racing industry, the trainers, the sponsors, all the people that have come on board, especially the clubs, and getting these kids involved in racing. The goal at the beginning was to get 10% of these kids interested in the racing industry, and that was my passion, and I think if I can get that done, my job is done. So we started by taking them around to different venues and running them at different places. Then the idea came to run a final at Hawke's Bay. The clubs came on board, and I've got more venues than I've got places in the final. It's been a crazy situation whereby this time we've done Taranaki, Riccarton, we're at Otaki, then we head to New Plymouth, Te Rapa and Ruakaka. So that's the first half of the season, and we rolled out another whole series in the second half of the season once winter goes away. We then head to the final on the middle day of the Hawke's Bay Carnival, which is pretty exciting. These kids all follow the red cap. We've got a tour leaders hat we've got going on this year, so any of the final winners come out with a pink cap this year, and so it's a great way for them to get involved and have a little bit of banter amongst them. Out of these pony scurries, I've got kids now that are knocking on the doors of trainers because they've met them at the pony scurries. So one of the things we do on Pony Scurry Day is the kids get the colours from the trainers, and they have a note in them from the trainer explaining the colours and a good luck. And one of the things I tell all the trainers to write is keep kicking and go straight. And a little story about their colours. And then the kids do the same back. They write a thank you note to the trainers, and that gives the two of them a link to each other. And we've got kids in the South Island and here in the North, and Lily today is a classic example of that's now working in racing stables because she's got a link into racing. Hearing from the trainers and from NZTR that we've got these slow track work licences coming through, and hearing from trainers that they've heard from their kids post the pony scurries they've done, couldn't be prouder of that. The goals is to keep doing what we do well. I run it throughout the country, so the experience for every kid is the same. So whether they go to Hastings or to Ruakaka, the way it's run is exactly the same. So doing things like that means that we can get these kids involved. Like I said, if I can get 10% of these kids interested in the racing industry, my job's done. And that is not just in the riding side of it. We show the kids the stipendiary stewards, the behind the scenes, all the things in racing, and also just coming along to the races. It is a labour of love doing this. I really enjoy what I do. The old cliche that if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. The travelling of it and getting these kids out there and involved and getting that little itch into racing, I couldn't be prouder of these kids on the days and seeing it's massive effort goes into them. And look, I'm the front person of it. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that do a lot of work. We all work really hard to get there, but look, if I can get these kids interested in the racing industry, it's a massive thrill for me and something that the racing industry can be proud of. For anyone that questions the value of it, I think that some of these kids is where our next trainers, where our next stable staff, our next kids at the races come from.